should we move on over into some of the wrestling that we saw this past week?
Why do that when we could talk more about word origins?
What word? Did you hear, by the way? Did you hear about this?
Hear about the word?
Yeah.
The bird?
Bird. The bird is the word.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What, are we just vamping now until you get me, let me get you out of this?
I didn't realize I was in it. If I'm in it, please get me out of it.
All righty, we're going to talk about a little wrestling. And the first thing we're going to talk about is something that wasn't on any of the programs we watched over the last few days, but news that has come out that may or may not be true, because I believe I know where it was originally reported, and so therefore I'm going to have to wait and see for myself if it manifests itself or if other people have more details on this. But apparently, what's being reported about the change in the group, the Judgment Day, Edge's group of himself, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, and now Finn Balor. And we had just, my God, they looked good, and we were enjoying the shit. I was enjoying the shit and wanted to see more of it. And they finally got something that's a little intriguing going on. And Edge is the key of the whole thing. He's the straw that stirs the drink, as Ric Flair would say. And what did they do last week on Monday? If Monday night is not Raw, it's at least irritated. And it's like the shingles now. It's not really Raw. It's just erupted into the shingles. They kicked Edge out of the group. Finn Balor is apparently now the leader of the group because he's the one that came in and punched fucking Edge in the face, and they kicked him out. So now they're floundering the Judgment Day with two talents that should be elevated. One that's been beaten to death over the past several months, and Edge has been excommunicated. You brought up, and there's possibly something to this, Brian, that Vince probably said, okay, well, you've done this thing with the Judgment Day, you want to do Edge, but Cody's out and we need a top babyface. That sounds like something Vince would do and deprive us of a group that we liked. But now it's being reported that Edge went to the office, creative, and complained about the fact, if it is true, that they want to make Judgment Day, the group, give them supernatural elements. And Edge, apparently, according to this story, went and said, no, please, let's not do that and ruin this whole goddamn thing. And days later, they kicked him out of the group because as of the pay-per-view, he was still tweeting, come join us. And the next night, he gets kicked out of it, out of the blue, without any rhyme or reason. So the only way to be able to know for sure is if at some point over the next several weeks, if either Balor or Rhea or Damian Priest start teleporting or grow fangs or turn into a werewolf or howl by the light of the silvery moon, then we're going to know that it was true. And if that's the case, not only being stupid to make any of these people with tremendous upsides supernatural in any fashion, but when the guy that started the group, a Hall of Famer, 20-something year veteran, comes and personally says that would be really fucking stupid, what do? You kick him out of the group that he started to begin with.
He just got a haircut.
And he just got a haircut. So now they were together for 6 weeks. So the breakup meant nothing. We just got a little taste of how it might be good, have these three together because they look so professional. Then they bring Balor in, which in my opinion weighed the fucking thing down because it should have been Edge converting the minds of these young up-and-comers that they can do better under him, and they would. But Finn Balor's already been as far as he's going to go in that company. He's been on the downhill slide for a while now, so that doesn't make any sense. And then they're going to try to make Edge a babyface. They've already said they've moved him over to the babyface side of the roster. So let me get this straight. The guy that for the last 3 months, since he was a babyface 3 months ago, has been trying his hardest to make us believe that he's lost his mind, he's become an evil person, he's convinced other people to join him, and he's twisted their minds around in search of glory and greatness, and it's all about them, and he's evil, and he's a cult leader, he's a mind fucker. But now they punched him and kicked him and hit him in the head with a chair, so we'll forget all that. He's a great guy. The fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. It wouldn't have made sense in the territories. It doesn't even make sense now. So, I mean, could they be that stupid? Could this really be true?
You know, it made me think about a story we had heard a little bit about a little while back. You know, when Bray Wyatt left, we all assumed, I shouldn't say we all, but a lot of people assumed that much of the supernatural stuff was coming from him. And then word came out a few months back, we talked about on one of the shows, that even he was upset with all the supernatural stuff, that he didn't want to do all that. What about the idea that now they're pushing it on another wrestler who doesn't need it? The last thing this thing needed was a supernatural element.
Yes, last.
The idea that this push is coming from inside WWE, it's coming from someone in that brain trust to keep going to the supernatural, hocus pocus, horror show stuff. What does that tell you?
It's coming from inside the house. That's what this is a wrestling war that both sides are trying as hard as possible to lose. And if we do something stupid, well, goddamn, they'll do something stupid the next week on TV. And one top star gets hurt in one company, well, the other top star, it just on down the line. Neither company, anytime anything looks good, they will screw it up on their own. The injuries aren't their fault, obviously. But they'll screw up the booking on their own. Anytime anybody gets something going on that's interesting or using somebody that might have something or can get over or just in any way make this a serious professional production on either side. So we'll see. Maybe Rhea Ripley will grow a wart on her nose and become a witch.
What did they do to Edge? Do you think they punish him for something like this?
Well, they already have. They took him out of his group, and now they made him a babyface, and now he's obviously going to have to work a program with the same guys that he was just mentoring, or it means nothing. So, I mean, or do they just beat him up, and then he goes and wrestles Roman Reigns, Edge? Is that the way that's going to go? I don't understand how they got a top babyface out of this. They just lost their good heel group. The only ones happy about this are the House of Black. Now they're like, see, we'll be the best after all, just because the other guys ain't doing it anymore.
So now we have to sit here and anticipate Rhea, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor, having the ability to shoot lightning out of their fingers? I don't know what they're going to be able to do, but these three people all of a sudden now, after being on their show for years, are going to have powers somehow.
What? You didn't know Rhea Ripley does have magic powers?
No, I did not.
You weren't aware of that? Yeah. We were driving down the road one day in my car. She touched my leg. I turned into a motel.
I just got off the phone with Rhea Ripley, and she wanted me to say, you are about to be canceled, sir. Thank you, Rhea. Let me hang up the phone.
You can't cancel me. I quit. But you know, Brian, there's something else that makes things magically disappear. Do you know what that is?
No, what's that?
That is the Performance Package 4.0 from our friends at Manscaped, because Father's Day is just around the corner coming up, and our friends at Manscaped have put together the Performance Package 4.0, so all of your crotch rot will disappear. All of the weeds and all of the vines and all of the stench and the swamp that populates most male nether regions, it'll be cleared, it'll be pumped, it'll be seeded and sodded. It'll be good as new, thanks to the Performance Package 4.0 for Father's Day or any day. But I'll tell you what, folks, I know if you're a son or a daughter or a sister or a brother or a father or a mother or a grandfather or a grandmother or any relation to or a friend of or in any social circle of or possibly even a neighbor of a guy who may or may not be a father, they're going to want the Performance Package 4.0. There are 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with taking care of their crotches. And you can too, especially all that old man hair that pops up from head to toe. They're going to take care of everything. First of all, the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. That's the official MVP of Father's Day. It's a 4th generation trimmer with a cutting edge ceramic blade. We shouldn't use the word cutting down there. With a space age ceramic blade that reduces grooming accidents. It's waterproof. It's got a 400K LED spotlight. You know, oftentimes when it gets dark late at night, Harley has to go out and piss. I'll take the lawnmower and use that LED light to keep track of her in the dark. And it's also good for reading in bed with the lights out. And
I wouldn't use it for any of those reasons, folks. I would use it the way it's intended to be used.
Well, you can do that if you want to, but if you need to read or find something in the dark or sometimes they've got the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Toner and the Performance Boxer Brief and the Weed Whacker Ear and Nose Hair Trimmer. Sometimes you use your LED spotlight on the lawnmower to look up your nose so that you can trim those weeds in there with your Weed Whacker Ear and Nose Hair Trimmer. You never know. If you look into holes, cracks, and crevices, you never know what you're going to see that needs attention. And that's why these things have lights. They've got a magnifying glass you can add onto this thing. But anyway, they've also just launched the brand new Boxers 2.0. They're the best boxers ever. Fuck George Foreman. Fuck Muhammad Ali. These are the best boxers because dads love comfort. And the Boxers 2.0 are packed with revolutionary features. Have you ever had your underwear packed, Brian? Have you ever been impacted in your underwear? They're packed with revolutionary features, including the Jewel Pouch, trademark. It's designed to cradle the boys. As we've mentioned, I thought this was special sauce. I misread the copy last week. Cradling your boys in their own special space, which I guess is more comfortable than if they were being cradled in your own special sauce. But it's game changer time for the undies, the underwear. So, whether you're mowing the lawn or taking out the trash or golfing in the sun, these moisture-wicking boxers breathe without breaking a sweat. But I got to be perfectly honest with you. I love the Manscaped products. I use all of them myself. They send us samples of everything. I've never had a problem, and they're wonderful products. But if your father is out there mowing the lawn or taking out the trash or golfing while he's wearing his fucking boxers, somebody's going to call the cops. You're going to need to encourage him to put on some pants over the boxers and a shirt as well. I would encourage sitting around the house reading the newspaper on Sunday in the boxers, but I wouldn't take out the trash, mow the lawn, walk the dog. And don't go out with some of the female neighbors may be upset. But right now, sons, buy this for you and your dad if you're over the age of reason. Ladies, buy this for your man. Dog daddies, you deserve this treat too. Dogs out there, buy this Performance Package 4.0 for your daddy. If you're a dog, can dogs use the manscaped.com website? They don't have opposable thumbs.
No, dogs are not using the internet yet. No.
Well, whether it's Augie Doggy or Doggy Daddy, everybody does. Whether you're a low-down, dirty dog or whether you just like to dog things. You know, there's a meaning of dogging in England. That the people in England now are going, oh, they're going out dogging. Anyway, just cut all the hair off your crotch with manscaped.com. If you go right now to manscaped.com, and we encourage you to, while they're still with us, they will give you 20% off and free shipping of anything you want to buy on the whole website. If you use the code DRIVE, D-R-I-V-E, just like we're doing now, driving them away as potential sponsors. Manscaped.com, use the code DRIVE for 20% off and free shipping for Father's Day. And as a matter of fact, if any of you fathers want to father anything else, You better shave some of that shit off and get rid of that stank, or you're not going to be able to inseminate anyone again. Because some of these women out in the world today have certain standards. So kick it up a notch. Manscaped.com.